In today's video, gear loadout. Hey guys, Rob Outdoors. Thanks for joining me again in another video, back at one of my favorite spots. So guys, in today's video, I want to talk about what's in my pack, what I carry for an overnight trip, and just show you guys some of the gear. All right, so first thing, let's go ahead and get the pack off my back. There we go. All right, so this right here is not actually part of my gear loadout here that I'm going to show you guys, but this is the chair I'm going to be sitting on to show you guys what else is in the pack. All right, so this right here is a 33-liter pack. It's from Ascend. It's a hydration pack. It's got really nice YKK zippers on it. Excellent pack. It does not have load lifters on the shoulder straps here, but the straps are very, very comfortable. It does have a chest strap, and it's got a really nice waistband with pockets in it. And these are very nice because they're adjustable from both sides. For instance, if you snap it in here and like you're wearing it, you can adjust the strap from either this side closest to the buckle, or you can adjust it closest from the pouch. And it's the same thing on either side of the pack here. It's got really nice mesh pockets. These are tensioning straps that can come off. They are adjustable. And they clip in nice and perfect. The mesh is really nice. You can easily hold 2 water bottles in here on either side. Front pouch here. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This has a nice sleeve pocket here. It would be nice if there was a better way for this thing to tie up tighter, but it does have a snap here for that to go into. You could probably put a shirt here or something, let it dry out as you're hiking. It's got these tie outs here, which we already talked about. On the top, it does have a really nice zipper pocket here. With the pouch, you can put your wallet, your phone, keys, anything like that in there. And then at the very top, it's got a hinged top on there, so you can get in and out. And like I said, YKK zippers, ultra smooth zippers. Does have some tie outs down here for something, and as well as right here. The pack by itself weighs 2 pounds with nothing in it, which is pretty lightweight in my opinion for a pack. This is an $80 pack from Bass Pro Shop, but the pack weighs 2 pounds, and with my loadout for an overnight or even a couple of nights, I've got a pack right now base weight at 19 pounds even right now, the way it is. So let's go ahead and open it up and show you guys what I got. All right, so starting off, we're gonna go straight into the main compartment of this bag here, and then I'll go through the smaller ones and show you guys what's in there. So right off the bat, I have my protection. We're not gonna talk too much about that. I don't leave home without it. That's usually on me, so that doesn't even count for this pack here. But you never know. Camera stuff, not really part of this video. So right here on the top, I have my tarp here. You guys have seen me set this up in other videos. This is a 10x8, and the way I have everything in here right now, all my stuff to set this tarp up is at 1.8 pounds. I like to label everything that way I don't forget. Excellent tarp, but I put this on the top just in case it starts raining or whatever, or if I need some sort of shade quickly, because here in Florida it's super hot and the sun is just beaming. And if you're from the area, then you know how hot it is and you know how bad it gets. So this is on the top. Sometimes I bring it, sometimes I don't. It all depends on how I feel. So next item here, this is the rain fly that I purchased for this pack here, and it can serve multiple purposes. So if I wanted, I could use it as the obvious rain fly pack cover for the pack here, or also too, why I keep it on the top is obviously if it starts raining, you can quickly get it out. But also too, if I wanted to sit down on the ground real quick, and I don't want to sit on the bare ground, because here the one thing you got to watch out for on the ground is fire ants. That's the biggest thing, is fire ants. But you know, because Florida is so hot and humid, there is a huge variety of insects and things that you just kind of really want to avoid, including ticks. But so yeah, so this can serve as an actual, you know, cover to put out on the ground. Next item up is going to be this insect repellent You can't go anywhere in the woods here in Florida without this. The mosquitoes will eat you alive and carry you off. So this is a must-have. I keep mine full with one of these in it, but I don't screw it in. That way, if this is ever bumped in my pack, this can easily ignite, and then you don't want to have a fire in your pack or anything like that. So I put this in here and I just leave it unscrewed, and then when I want to use it, I just screw it in. But that's like a nice little safety that I thought of. Lights here. This is the Flex Tail. This is actually a light and insect repellent, so it's almost the same thing like this here. You're gonna put your pads in here, and then you can turn it on, and this also acts as a light. Only thing is that this doesn't get hot enough to really get a vapor off the pads. So in my opinion, it's pretty much useless as far as an insect repellent. But what I do like about it a lot is the light itself. It's got a very soft light. Now it'll go up to, I believe, 400 lumens. It's 4 settings, but the light is very soft and looks very natural, and it's easy on the eyes. It's also pretty small and compact. It does USB-C charge, but once it's out, it's out. Next up is another light, and you're probably wondering why do I have so many lights. Well, this has been my ride or die light for like 3 years now, and it's bulletproof. It's made by Streamlight. It's waterproof. It's got a flashlight on the top. I mean, this thing is rugged, and it's very small and lightweight. It does take a rechargeable battery, which goes in there. And I like to put, when I'm storing my lights, I like to put the battery in backwards. That way it doesn't accidentally go off. And this also has 3 or 4 white light settings, and then it's also got red light for them, and then it's got 2 output flashlight here. One is like 100 lumens, I believe, and then the other one is like 400 lumens, and it is a nice spotlight, very bright. So I like that this light has multiple purposes, multiple uses out of it, and the fact that it's waterproof, so you could literally keep it out in a rainstorm and nothing's going to happen to it. Excellent light, and I have not decided if I want to ditch this light and just keep this one or what. But so far I really like this one, but I still can't let go of this one, so I'm still testing, and I'll figure it out soon. But I mean, you really only need one when you're out, but this light has just been an excellent light. Next up is my headlamp. This is a black diamond headlamp. The only thing I don't like is the hinge here is it's a little finicky, and just beware that it will break eventually. But I was able to fix mine. I bent it, heated it, bent it, and made it work where now it snaps in, and this is not going to fail anymore. So I had to mod it a little bit, but this is an excellent light, very bright, multiple settings. This one does red, green, and blue, as well as white. It's got spotlight. One of the best things about this light is that it has a locking feature. So you have a button here and a button here, and if you hold them both together, see that blue light flashing? Now the light is unlocked, so I can turn it on and use it. It's also got a max mode that's touch sensitive. You just run your finger on it and it'll actually go into a really bright mode. It does take 4 AAA batteries, so you might want to carry an extra couple of batteries with you. But usually I'm good with just running this the way it is. It lasts a long time. And at night you really don't need a lot of light. So that's the cool thing. It's got a battery indicator on the side here. It tells you how much juice you got left. And then you can just lock it again by holding those 2 buttons for a few seconds. And now it's locked. So now I can put it in my pack, and if anything touches the button to activate the light, it just does that, and it won't actually turn on, so it'll save your battery. Next item is going to be part of the food stuff. Okay, so part of my cookware. I keep, this is like a little oven mat. It's just like a little square one, and I use that for if I have to handle things, or if I want to hold like and eat out of my pot and it's still hot, I could put this over it. Or if I want to set my hot pot down onto something that's delicate, I can put it on this first. And then I just have you know, my typical titanium spork spoon right here, and I've got a set of titanium tongs and a nice fixed blade paring knife. I just keep all that bundled together because, guys, one of the most important things to me is eating good. All right, so that's why in a lot of the videos, you know, I try to cook up something good because that's something that I enjoy, and I don't want to skimp out too much on that. Next up, got a couple of personal items here. I just have an extra pair of socks just in case I have to go through water. I don't want to sleep in wet socks. And then I keep all this stuff in a Ziploc bag. So my hygiene stuff, I have a small toothbrush, and yes, I did cut it in half. And, you know, not only to lighten it up, but to save space. And then I have this like little mouthwash. Put a couple of drops on there and brush your teeth, you're good. And then this is just a mini deodorant that you can find in the travel section. It's all you really need. And then wipes. I like to carry these makeup wipe removers, and obviously you have to pack this stuff out with you, but I like these wipes because they're very rugged. Like, they don't rip apart easily, they're not soft, so you can, if you got to clean a dish with it or whatever, wipe underneath your arms and stuff like that, these are really strong and will hold up for that. Sleep system. All right, so I got my shelter here, and I keep that at the bottom because that's one of the last things I'll pull out when I get to whatever camp I'm going to camp at. This is my Lanshan 1. This tent, the way it is right now, is right at 2 pounds, and this tent is very, very roomy inside. I'm 6'4", pushing 6'5", so this tent, I have plenty of room. I can stretch out completely in it, and I'm not touching either end, which is good because it's really hard to find tents that are long enough for my height, so that way I can sleep comfortable, because it's really annoying sleeping, you know, with your feet on one end and then your head on the other end. And this tent is just perfect for that. And it's a Lanshan 1. My sleeping pad. This is a Flextail Zero mattress. It weighs 1.5 pounds. I can inflate this by mouth, and it only takes me 7 puffs to get this thing filled up. It's super, super comfortable. I have other mattresses, but this one has been the most comfortable for me, and it's also the lightest one. So I'm here in Florida. It's hot most of the year. Sometimes I'll bring a sleeping bag, like in the colder months, but for the most part, I have this little sheet, little sleeping bag liner that I cut right there and there, and then that way I can use that just to kind of cover up. So I have a little something, but if not, if it's cold, then I'll bring my sleeping bag, which actually compacts down smaller than this. It's down material, and it's good for like 50-degree weather, which is pretty much as cold as it'll get here in Florida. I do bring a pillow with me. This is an inflatable pillow by Hikinsure. This is a really, really good pillow. Easy to blow up, only like 2 breaths of air, and it's good. It's small, it's lightweight. You gotta have a pillow when you're out. I carry, this is a Trekology, I forgot the size of this bag here, but this is a Trekology bag that I like to carry as a backup. I have 2 of these, but I only carry one. I keep it sometimes to put my food and stuff in, and my food trash, and if I have to at night, I can string this up into a tree somewhere just to kind of keep animals away, raccoons and things like that. But this is waterproof. I could probably even use this as a pack liner or something to sit on if I wanted to. All right, I got my chair here. All right. Now this company here, Marchway, they still make chairs, but they don't make this particular chair anymore. I've looked, and it says unavailable. You guys have seen me use this chair in my videos. It's an excellent chair, lightweight. It weighs 1.8 pounds the way it is here, probably 1.7 because it doesn't have the bag. Back to the bag here, I've got, these are the 6 Moon designs. This is 2 of them. These are the tarp poles for my tarp. These are like 4 ounces, 3-4 ounces. Really good to have. They don't weigh anything, and they don't take up any space. This is like holding a couple of pencils in your hand. That's how it feels. And then for my cooking stuff, I do have my fuel for my stove. We'll get into that. And then more cooking stuff. This is my windscreen for cooking. And then I have my DIY table, which you guys may have seen in a couple of videos. So how this table works is each one of these slides in like that. These pins here go on the bottom, and then you tighten it down like that, tighten it down, and then you can stick this into the ground. That way you have a nice platform or something to put your phone on, or if you're cooking or eating, you have a table to help you do stuff. And then I do have an extra lightweight cutting board. This is like 3 ounces. And then in here I have my DIY shovel, because you never know when you gotta dig a hole for something that doesn't weigh anything. I think it's probably 2 ounces. Next items, I carry a little first aid kit. It's a cheap travel one. Keep a couple of Tylenol in there as well. An extra butane for the mosquito repellent. Extra headlamp. This is like 30 lumens. It's only like $1 or $2 at Walmart. The reason I carry this is because, you know, if you're out with people and they forget a headlamp or their batteries go dead, or your batteries are dead, you got a little backup light. Doesn't weigh anything. Doesn't take up any space. What else? A couple of Ziploc bags. These could be used as trash or even water collection. And then so in the top pouch here, this very front pouch, I keep a few of these hydration packets that dissolve into water. These are sugar-free and they have electrolytes in it. And then I keep my filter here, my Sawyer filter, and I keep the bag that comes with it for the water. And then also too, there's a little bit of candy in here, some Sour Patch Kids. And I do keep just 1 lighter. And that's it in the top pouch. And then back here in these waist pockets here, this one I carry my pepper spray. This is my non-lethal. You never know with like animals and stuff. And I keep a this is a sweat rag, a cooling rag, and it's bright orange. I could use that to mark off a tree or something if I had to. And then this side here, I keep a bandana. This is my sweat rag or whatever rag. And then I keep one of these here, wristbands to keep bugs and stuff off. It's usually the first thing I put on if there's a lot of mosquitoes out. And then I just have a little bit of off spray. And this is good to spray around your shoes and your ankles and stuff, and around your waist area to help keep ticks from getting on you. Because those ticks are sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. You won't feel them crawling on you. You gotta look for them. So this right here was in my side pouch. This is a smart water bottle, and it's compressed down because it doesn't have water in it right now. But I reuse this bottle, and I always have at least 1 or 2 of these with me because these work really good for that Sawyer filter. And you know, I fill them up with water, and when they get depleted, if I ever have to use that filter, this is perfect. It just screws right on, and you know, I'll have fresh drinking water from that. So let's get into my cooking system here in a little bit more detail. So right here I have this like little mesh bag that I like to keep my cooking stuff in. Right here, this is a pot with a lid. This actually came out of a 14-centimeter billy can or billy pot. I don't carry the pot that often unless I'm boiling a lot of water or if I'm cooking a big meal. But the pot, it comes with a big pot, and then this little pot sits inside of it. I'm just using this and the lid. This seems to be perfect. Stainless steel. So this comes off like that, and then I have all my cooking stuff inside of it, my stove, and things to go along with it. All right, so inside the pot here, I keep a little bit of olive oil inside of this container, and then I have the MSR salt shaker, and then I have another MSR. This one has both the same seasoning, but it's divided into 2. I keep a small ferro rod inside of here, and I painted the tip of it pink. That way if I drop it, I can find it. The reason I like using this stove here is because it's quiet. There's no isobutane, there's no combustion. It's just cooking over fire. These are some MSR pot grabbers that I've had for years. And this is the pot that it's in. This is a good sized pot right here. It could probably boil about 24 ounces of water in this, I think. 20 or 24 ounces of water can fit in this. And then my stove here is just it's just a Loadout wood burning stove. So with the stove fully assembled, you have a door here that you can put firewood in, and you can feed the fire through here. And I notched those corners out so that way you can put these rods in here that I made. They slip down in between those notches like that, one on either side. And what that allows is when your stove is inside, it gives more of a gap from the flame to the cooking surface, the pot that you're cooking. So it increases the gap there, and I think that actually causes the flame to burn hotter that way. Also too, it makes it easier to adjust this right here for, you know, how much flame you actually want to come out. Another use for this right here is that with the billy can that originally came with this, you can lay the billy can on its side, and then I have a grill that goes across, and you put the lid on, and a pan, you put a pan inside, and you can actually bake stuff off this flame here. So that's what these rods are for. 9 times out of 10 I cook with these. I just feel like it's better fuel, better heat on the pans. And with this here kit that I have, this stove itself acts as a windscreen for the flame, because you could put the pot directly over this. But also too, if I ever ran out of fuel and still needed to cook or boil some water, I can use this as a wood stove, take this out of here and just burn firewood in here and actually cook off that. So guys, this is everything in my 1 to probably 2-day kit here. This is all base gear, so no food, no water in this. All right, so I got everything packed up and put away. You guys, if you like the video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. There's a whole lot of cool content that I want to keep creating. So remember guys, get out, try something new, and hike your own hike.